Chris. You said something that really fired me up, and I think it was about
Latino initiative.
Latino getting hired, Latinos getting hired, Latino representation.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the word representation. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're brown or black, since we've been in college, like some industries, like I'm not saying all, but like entertainment for sure. Even getting into college, like I think just because my last name was Moya, I had dick grades. And I think literally because my last name was Moya and I was categorized as Hispanic, like I got into New Jersey City University, a shit university. That's how bad the grades were.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear that song. Because now you have things like, shit is so woke, like people are mad that James Franco's going to play Fidel Castro, and so apparently when is this coming out? Because I feel like
but I feel like it is, no, listen.
James Franco looks more like Fidel Castro than anyone on this planet since Fidel Castro.
So in that respect, right, I understand where you're coming from. You're like, well, he looks like him.
And
so
he's talented.
So if he could have an accent, then let him do it, right? Like you could be like, oh, well, this guy played fucking Tony Montana, and he was supposed to be Cuban.
Imagine caring about who plays Fidel Castro, but like a year ago, we're 300 miles from that beach, and a year ago they were like dragging people through the streets. Everyone in Cuba apparently had a VPN.
Yeah.
I thought only people who like watched Joe Rogan's podcast knew about VPNs. No, all of Cuba got wise to VPNs. So you'd have Instagram stories of slaughters or people just having
yeah. But no, listen, man. I think the bigger conversation is that you don't have to go through the white options for that. For specific roles, you don't have to go through the opposite options.
Also, part of me doesn't feel like they went through options. I feel like maybe someone like Franco pursued this project.
I mean, yeah,
Franco's
I don't
face
know.
looks. Franco looks like Fidel. The thing is, though, he's gonna do a shitty Spanish accent.
Yeah,
but I mean, who doesn't want to watch Scarface, right?
But I think that also made people believe that that's how Cubans talk. And
how about this?
For the most part, I feel like Cubans took that on.
You know what movie I just learned about? Like what? Maybe a year or two ago. Rain Man.
Oh yeah.
What if we actually needed an autistic person?
You brought that up the other night.
Yeah, like no, seriously. What if we really it was so woke? You really needed an autistic person to play that role, and you couldn't see Dustin Hoffman short circuit for this because we wouldn't. Didn't he win an Oscar for?
Yeah, I think he won an Oscar for everything. I think he killed it for that. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You have guidelines in place now that will keep people from getting Oscars from being the right Momo, not the word. But you get where I'm going with it.
Who says Momo?
I wish I had more to talk about for the Cam and Mace show. I don't know what that Cam and Mace show is, but apparently they have a sports podcast. It's amazing. To see Cameron with veneers in a suit.
Yeah.
And what I love that they were making fun of. Could you pull up the story for me? What did Jordan Poole give Ice Spice 500K? How did that happen?
No, there were people talking about it at the game last night too. Basically, I think it was something that he went on a date with Ice Spice, and it was apparently a $500,000 date. As to like what they did,
that actually makes sense based on the context of the clip. I'll post a clip for the video.
She don't give a fuck. She's from the Bronx, bro. Fordham Road. Have you been to Fordham Road? Jordan Poole, next time you go to New York, go around Fordham Road, Concourse, High Bridge, South Bronx. You gonna see what you spent $500,000 on and be like, yo, I was wild.
You was wild, and you could have got her a pizza.
Yeah. The rumors of him spending $500,000 a day with rapper Ice Spice.
Yeah, but he got it. But he got it.
He could do that.
He knew that headline was gonna come out, and he loves that headline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These kids want to have some. These kids are working their asses off, and poor Jordan Poole got fucking knocked out. You know what? They're making fun of like a girl from the Bronx. All she needs is pizza. You know what she needs? She might need pizza and some Chinese slippers and a toothbrush to comb her baby hairs across her forehead, but she also wants a guy who can fight. And poor Jordan Poole got his block knocked off on national.
Draymond,
Pretty much national. Pretty much no. Global.
It became.
Sorry. Not national television. Global television. Because it was on TikTok.
It became
global.
It was a private matter, but yes, it became a global.
That shit was as global as Andrew Tate's bald spot. I'm telling you, man, everyone saw it, and that's one thing that a girl from the Bronx does not want to really deal with.
Well, you want to know what
a guy who not only do you know he's been knocked the fuck out, but you can just like replay it.
And just see it.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wrong. I remember my childhood crush. It was a Puerto Rican girl with broad shoulders named Vanessa Ramos. And I got bullied and I got pushed around once by this guy with an egg-shaped head. I forget his name. 7th, 8th grade. And from that day forward, I was just a guy who played freeze tag with her. Okay?
Yeah, because you got pushed around.
So let me tell you from experience, Jordan Poole, tag. You're not it.
Well, you want to hear what reportedly what he spent on her? So he
please.
bought her expensive clothes from Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and others.
Fair.
And also allegedly got her a Maybach truck that's apparently like $171,000.
Okay. I would bet my money Ice Spice doesn't have a driver's license. I would also not buy clothing. I would buy clothing like if you're balling like that, right?
Yeah,
and you want to get a starter pack because you got a chick.
Yeah.
You get clothing for a woman who can't really buy her own gear. Ice Spice
Yeah,
is
that's
becoming
what I'm
like
saying.
a fashion icon.
That's what she could get all that
She's
stuff.
getting crazy shit. She's really, I mean, whether you like how she wears herself or not, she's becoming a whole thing.
No.
Fashion, like in fashion.
That is 100.
So clothing is absolute donation.
For her, yeah.
My man is running a romantic nonprofit, getting the wrong things for the wrong lady. She is cute as a button. Ice Spice can get it. I don't get the hate. I get the hate for a song that was repeated so aggressively that it became a fever dream for half of Northeast America. That makes sense to me. But she's lovely, and Shorty got the cheeks. Like, I'm gonna keep it 47,000 with you.
And honestly, shout out. She's half Dominican.
She's not Dominican.
She's half Dominican.
She's not Dominican.
She says it.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
anybody
know,
could
she's
say
half
they're
Dominican.
Dominican. Bro, if you have a curly sideburn, you can say you're Dominican.
She's half black and half Dominican.
Okay.
Look,
I like want her to be, but you hear her speak, and I'm like, wouldn't you reference something? Wouldn't this have a green banana one day?
Her dad is African American, while her mother is Dominican.
Beautiful. I did not know that because you hear her speak, and I don't think she has a first language yet. But
so that's happening, right? You know, there's been a bunch of banks going down apparently.
Oh, we're grabbing naked finance now. Grabbing naked finance. It's titties with bitcoins.
I think that's a great logo.
We're here. You first. You know what? Grabbing naked finance right now. Give you finance. Someone thought they were clever with this. Grandma get finance. You go to Chipotle, right? You order a quesadilla, and then you start layering in burrito ingredients because when you don't wrap it the whole way, you have all this extra tortilla real estate, and that's how you pay a mortgage. So, you probably have a thing. You probably have like real finance. I made some money on some Apple options.
Yeah, man.
Full gamble, but it was like I heard like Apple's about to be the new bank.
They are, yeah. So you saw that they opened up. Basically, they have a higher interest rate on a savings account than any bank.
Right, and I think when I placed the order, also it was before earnings.
Yeah,
and people were concerned about earnings, but I'm like, the 14 is killing the 14 is killing it. I don't know if they launched already, but there was already so much hype over the AirPods, the new AirPods they were going to drop. I'm like, there's no way.
Apple is unstoppable right now.
Most of my house is riddled with these products.
Yeah. No, Apple is unstoppable right now. And them getting into banking is just even further, just like, oh shit. And honestly, the only reason they were still really able to do that is because they've had cash on hand for years. Every year they finish, they have like extra billions of dollars of cash on hand.
Yeah, that's like Oracle. They have an office in Santa Monica, but then when Lionsgate bought Stars, they wanted to move them in next door next to Oracle. And Oracle was like, no. They outbid them cash, boom, take a walk.
They're like, we got our own space, thanks.
Stars will pay us rent. Growing naked finance.
And the thing is that Apple Pay is not them, because you could get a card with them, and that's the whole thing, is that you could get like a physical card. But even if you don't get the physical card, the Apple Pay allows you to just put all your cards on it. And all you got to do is press a button to change instead of you like re-entering card information. You know what I'm saying? Right.
I'm so late on paying with my phone. I can't tell you how many times or at least thought I lost my wallet. And I was like, oh, time to build a tent under the. Yeah. And I'm like, my phone is like, I could still get gas. I could still get everything. Yeah. But I just had this quick panic on me. Like, if I don't have the physical shit on.
Funny. So I was thinking, sorry. So let me clarify. When I said Apple Pay, I meant more, yes, how it's on your phone. I haven't even thought about using it more outside. I haven't like tapped my phone on shit enough. I know it's there.
Neither. I'm late.
And I know people do it. People do it all the time. I remember when we were doing the thing with Sap, he didn't have cards. He was just like that. He was just tapping his shit.
It's funny to see even
older
heads,
people,
older heads who been not even take their wallet out.
Yeah. It's like
they just drive with a phone. They're like, here's a photo of my license.
So that's a whole new thing. But also they went into India. They opened up the first new store in India. So India right now is growing at like a higher pace than like China.
I've heard that forever. I like India's one of those things I gotta go see for myself. I don't get it because all the different examples you get from TV and from media, you get these different examples. Like I almost don't even get it as a society. I know a million different Indians of different beliefs. I mean, I love Indians. You know, they're.
I mean, you love Indian food too. I mean, I'm not the biggest.
I fuck with Indian food like crazy.
Bread.
My girl does it.
I
wait for her to leave town before I start getting Indian food.
I fucking love pita bread.
It does have a smell to it. I get it. If you're having sex, Indian isn't the choice. You feel me? That's something I probably have to teach you about because you would probably get yourself mac and cheese before a sex date.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, have I? I probably.
Yeah, you don't go heavy dairy before sex.
I mean,
bro, you have like bone broth if you know what I mean. Yo, and especially at our age, we're in our 30s now, so it's like. I'd be like, if I know, like, I want to give Alex the work, I'm eating light. Nice like, sir, you want to make it a combo? It's like, absolutely not.
Sir, you want to make it a combo? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I had 2 dinners with Ricky this week.
Yeah, I was. See, that's the thing. When your like best friend started dating like one of my best friends, we thought like synergies, dog. Like, yo.
But now it's like
But now it's like you seem to be hosting him with another circle of people.
Well, Kayla opens up my circle, which is
Kayla. You're making this about Kayla?
His girlfriend.
So
why do you think I'm going on dinners with Ricky?
I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Because Kayla's involved.
It's fine. If anything, I feel bad. I'm like, you know how Phil could contribute. These poor people.
You know, it's like 6 and then it's like 8.
Yeah, when you go from 6 to 8, it's like, dude, is this a fucking quinceañera?
It's a birthday dinner.
It's another arrangement. I get it.
You don't want to get into that.
You have to like leave a deposit maybe. Prefix menus.
Yeah.
I get it.
25 ahead if you cancel.
Yeah, right. But that's fine because we're living large. And do you know how much money Harry makes freestyling on the internet? Has that ever come up?
No. Because Lisa gets a little screwy with money. She gets a little weird with money. And how much they paid for their house.
But that's fine. That's fine. She's screwing with money like she doesn't like to talk about money.
But she gets like weird about it. She's like, yeah, it's a good amount. Like she'll be like, she'll be like that,
Yeah.
I mean,
like our expectations are only abysmally high because we see that this guy is viral. He can go on tour the way some like. There are guys who've had like charting songs who don't have successful tours the way he has. Because I see like cities he does. I see the venues he does.
And they're all sold out. Every show was sold out. In Europe and in the U.S.
Like Danny Brown is an amazing rapper. I don't know. Like they have the same capacity to host a tour. This guy, by the way, Harry Mack, I got to post a clip about him freestyling.
Put it here.
It's off the hook. It's amazing.
He's great.
But you know what I notice almost all the time is that he uses the platform is Omegle. And I'm like... Because I remember from like college years.
Omegle? That's how you say it?
Omegle?
It was Omegle.
Omegle, maybe.
Like a bagel.
Yeah, everything bagel. Now, how much teenage do you think Harry has to see to make one of those video clips?
I don't know how much dick he has to cipher through. That's a good question.
Bro, if we go on Omegle right now,
I should ask
we will look at pre-adolescent cockstem for 40 minutes before we have a coherent conversation.
It's just like... Allen Iverson is on the cover of GQ this month.
He should be.
But should he? What is he doing?
He should, because you know what it is? He's one of those guys who he's one of those guys who was dropping products through his career that everyone wore. He changed the way basketball looked. People were getting their braids a certain way. People were putting on their headbands a certain way. People were putting sleeves on a certain way.
I get it.
He even had a sneaker release that was different than the others.
No, I know.
So you changed the culture.
I know what he did when he was playing.
People wore sleeves because of him.
But to be on the cover of GQ, it was a weak month for them then, I guess. But it was about like sports stars who like changed fashion.
Yes, done.
And it was like him, like Deion Sanders,
the whole class of like LeBron and Melo and all these people that we love. They're entering the NBA and the way they used to dress baggy and shit like that. That was all influenced by Iverson. The way they dressed was all like
Yeah, no, I know he was like he
Iverson
did like
came
super
in on
baggy and the do rags and shit.
dude. Iverson looked like a fucking
But he made it because he did streetwear.
prosecutor.
He did streetwear
from the hood. He did, yeah, and he totally influenced, like crazy influence.
But LeBron and them now they're doing like streetwear fashion, like the
Yeah, but that's
the tunnel
right.
is like
right.
the runway.
Yeah, GQ was acknowledging something that had come and gone. It's not, it's.
But it's even more prevalent now. Those photos.
I mean, his look and what he created.
Yeah,
influence,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
I
over
I breezed through that issue.
I definitely want to play more ball, and I know you guys ask me, and I'm usually saying no, but usually if I get a nice heads up, I could work.
Yeah, that's why we call you Nay for me because.
But yeah, you guys are like, yo, ball today, and I'm like, nah, bro, I already had like my day.
You want ball on your schedule 2-3 days from now?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that.
See, that's the thing. That's why we ball because we see the opening and we go for it.
Totally, I understand that.
We're unable to plan ball because everything else seems more valuable. All other opportunities seem more valuable. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's the spontaneity that's helping us do it. I understand you're someone who goes by a schedule. You're in fucking production. Yeah, you probably have back shots with Kayla scheduled for 11 p.m. tonight. Jesus Christ,
my favorite.
Yeah, it's a casualty of your work life. So
yeah.
I don't blame you for it. But we are balling because we're down for the moment. You get what I'm saying? And we send you the text, and you know what we get? Fucking nay for me.
I was like, you should put a screenshot of one of my nays for me.
Yeah, we're gonna run this episode late. So why don't you get that invitation you have with Kayla and just drag it up to midnight? Grab a naked
Oh my god, that's so funny.